Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, it ain't so, y'all. Tay Savage have been arrested yet again. Now, this is actually crazy because not too long ago, 051 Kiddo has been arrested, and we did a video on that, and I was explaining how Tay Savage was actually doing a good job, staying out of jail, staying out of prison, being on parole, and just avoiding all foolishness as he go forward with his music career. But now we hear that Tay Savage have actually been locked up. Now, this is kind of crazy, and the reason it is because, like I said, Tay Savage, he stays out the way. He's not doing what everybody else is doing. He was pushing peace, just trying to provide for his family. But one thing about being on parole, it's very tricky. If you haven't been on it, you wouldn't understand, but it's a lot of guidelines that you have to follow when you're on parole. It's a lot of things and stipulations that you have to do in order to stay out of jail. And a lot of the times, it's the littlest things, it's the slightest things where you can even be a victim and still be violated while on parole. Now, sources are saying that Tay Savage was locked up due to him having a weapon on him, and other sources are saying that he actually violated parole. So what I want to do is I want to speak on both situations, if it's true and whatever's possible, because we're not sure right now. As updates come out, we will update you guys. But as of right now, some are saying that he had a weapon on him, he was caught with a weapon, and others are saying that he just violated parole. Now, some are saying the reason he violated parole because if y'all remember, not too long ago, there was a video surfacing where Tay Savage was actually involved in a shooting. Now, it's not like he was the one shooting. It's not like he was the one seen with a weapon. None of that. Him, Little Reese, Lil Steve, I think it was Lamron Chubb's birthday, and they were celebrating pretty much at like a kickback event. What happened was somehow, some way, shots rang out, and you seen on camera that Tay Savage was actually there during the shooting. Now, here's the tricky thing about parole. When you're on parole, I don't know if it's everywhere else, but when you're on parole, you can't be around any type of violence, even if you're there willingly or not. If you're in a situation where you're somewhere and a shooting breaks out or somebody get locked up and you have police contact some way, somehow, you still can be violated. How crazy is that? You could be in a situation where you're a complete victim and you can still be violated on parole. Right? Now, I always tell people parole is like a tricky situation because it's like you're out of jail, but you're really not out of jail. And a lot of people, I've seen this with my own two eyes. A lot of people, when they're offered to be on parole, they rather stay in jail, which is crazy because they feel as long as I'm outside on the outside world, I'm prone to get into more trouble and get violated on parole than being in jail. So I'd rather just finish out my time. Now, for y'all that don't know, when you're on parole, you have a curfew, you got stipulations that you gotta abide by, like you gotta ask for permission to go certain places. There's just a lot of things that you can't do, and like I said, it can get tricky, especially if you don't have enough discipline. Now, it's one thing to get violated on parole for catching a new charge, and it's another thing we just get violated on parole for not abiding by the guidelines and the stipulations. But if it is in fact true that he was violated due to that video where he was pretty much not involved in the situation, that'd be crazy. Tay Savage was doing his thing, but y'all gotta also realize when you're on parole, I'm not saying they're targeting you, but when you're on parole, they really don't care, especially given your background. When you're accused of having bodies or they kind of want you, even though you got, slipped through the cracks, they will still come and get you no matter what and violate you for the smallest things. I've seen people, working jobs while on parole and they get violated for curfew. And the funny part is they was going to work. So how it works is, let's say they tell you you can't be outside until 7 o'clock in the morning. If you outside at 6:50 and they show up to your house to do a little, check on you, and you're not in the house, they can violate you. For those 10 minutes, they can send you back to jail. They don't care what's happening. They don't care if you got to go to work. They don't care none of that. If they tell you you can't be outside, right, before 7 o'clock, they can violate you. So parole is very tricky, man. He just came from doing 8 years. I know him being back in there and knowing the lifestyle he had while he was on the outside providing for his family and doing everything he's doing. Right now, he's punching the wall. He got to be punching the wall. Now, as far as a weapon, right, because we're not sure whether it was a parole violation or a weapon. Now, if it was a weapon, then it just is what it is. But once again, like I expressed in the 051 kiddo situation, a lot of people, it's easier for you to say, oh, he's stupid for having a weapon. Why would he have a weapon? We have to understand the lifestyles that these guys lead, right? It's easy to say, oh, this one is this one is that. But you have to understand that these guys are still in the streets. And I'm not saying that they're in the streets like they're committing crime, but these guys are still in the streets of Chicago. They still running around. When you're on parole, you can't move outside of Chicago, right? You seen 051 kiddo, he was in Kankakee. A lot of people like, why is he in there? But that's probably where he paroled to. So at the end of the day, a lot of these guys, they feel, well, I'd rather get caught with it than without it. It sounds crazy, but what would you rather? You would rather get caught with it and maybe have to do jail time, or get caught without it and lose your life. Remember, it don't matter how much Tay Savage is pushing peace, right? There's ops that feel that they still hold a grudge for whatever reason from the past. So at the end of the day, yeah, he might be pushing peace, but that don't mean his ops gotta push peace. So we can't just sit here and be quick to call somebody stupid for this or that. We have to kind of understand the circumstance, right? So if he had a weapon on him and he got caught with his weapon, it's unfortunate, but I'm not going to sit here and judge, especially being on parole. It's very tricky. And like I said, some guys get caught up and it's just one of those situations where it is what it is. So that's pretty much it, y'all. Y'all jump in the comments and let us know what y'all think about this. Tay Savage, like I said, as we get more reports on what's going on, we'll update you guys. As of right now, people are saying he got caught with a firearm, and other people are saying that he was violated pretty much due to that video that was put out where he was in the kickback and it got shot up. Like I said, that's a crazy way to get violated, man. But I know a lot of situations, if you're on parole, you can't be around any violence. You can't be around no weapons. You can't be around anything. You're really not supposed to be around any gang members and felons neither. But sometimes they kind of let you slide because you can say, well, I didn't know that he was doing X, Y, and Z. So they kind of let it slide. But if you're around known gang members, right, and known felons, they can violate you. So parole is very tricky, man. But free Tay Savage, he was one of the ones that was actually doing something positive. So, it's kind of unfortunate to see him actually go down this way. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.